guys, how we doing today? Mr. Baloney in the house. Let's flip this around. Give me a second to get all set up. Hey, Dorian, how we doing? Let's take this off of here. Mute this. Dawn, no thanks. I would gladly be sponsored by the local soap company. We use a ton of their stuff for everything. Alright. Got that up. Let's get my recipe cup. Munchy. Here we go. Yeah, I got all that. Season paste. Okay. Let's start with this. And then we get that. Get our live chat back up. Hey, Brian, we're making Budae Korean army stew. Or army based stew if you're gonna give a direct translation. Let's get our lights going. Grab our PPE here. How's everybody doing today? Let's see, let's go ahead and consolidate a little bit here. Ooh, that was full of oil. Do that here. It was just so dry today, I had to run these to humidify the house some. So we'll get these out of here so we can get some work done. You know what? I'm going to use this. Perfect. So first I'm going to be making some gochujang, or literally translated chili oil. So while that's warming up, let's come over here, get our dubegi out of the way, or dosa. Dubegi's put away. Let's adjust here. So right here we have some Korean dried chili flakes. Although it's kind of got more of a texture of freeze dried. Let me get you guys a better look at that. But it's really unique. It's more sweet than it is spicy, and it has a very unique texture to it, and it just has a really nice, refreshing flavor. Just home for sure. Just from church, cool. Brandon, if I talk louder, is that better? I don't have any mics for live streaming, so you just got the phone audio. And then we've got the furnace running in the background, so it's gonna make a little background noise. So to get this made, we've got that. Grab some garlic. Clean the knife real quick. All right, noted. I'll try to be aware of that as I go. That side's dirty, so let's use this side. So instead of washing the knife, I just grab a clean one. Just get this cut up what I like to call Korean style. But all it is just smashed and then roughly chopped. Let's see. Is this side better? There we go. that's about the consistency you're going for right there. Great. Good to hear. So we'll pull that off to the side. And while our oil's heating up, we'll prep a couple other ingredients. Let's get you guys over here. Not sure if you guys can tell, but I am prepping for another dishes live stream over here. Alright, we're going to get this water running. I've got to get some meat thawed out. Yeah, Tony, it took me a while to figure it out, but I figured the best thing to do is to copy the professionals. So, it's worked out famously. So we got our tub over here. Got some odang. Well, that's the Japanese word. I don't know the Korean word. But it's some fish cakes. That's going to be delicious. Get rid of that. Yeah, I'll just end up using these. I'm out of sausage. I was going to use sausage, but I'll just use some ground pork. Throw that in there. Got a couple of sea bass fillets. Throw those in there. Then I'll grab our fish cakes, throw them in a bag. And just clip that right onto the side and we'll get that full. I know this isn't really best practice, but you gotta do what you must when time is short. I'll just get that filled up about halfway with, just tap hot water. Make a little mess while I'm at it. And then while that's going, I'm going to check the temperature of the oil over here. Probably going to want it about, 200, 250 degrees. All right, we're coming right at 250, so I'm going to turn that super low. I don't want to burn anything. Okay, there we go. All right, Brandon, have fun. Mine are already out sledding, so I'm just going to leave them to do that and do this in peace. So we'll just let that stuff fall out. And that'll be ready by the time we're ready for it. And then in the meantime, I'm going to get some green onions prepped as well. Throw that out. Okay, these are the last ones that we have over there. We just buy 10 or 15 at a time and keep them over there in a little jug of water over in the bright spot. So I'm going to leave these roots on and just trim the whites here. We'll save the green parts for later. And I'm just going to get these in kind of bigger chunks, and that's just going to help season the oil, just like that. And then, got quite a bit of oil over there. This little bowl holds about half a cup. So, I'll just fill it on up there. It's a little under half a cup. Just throw all that right in there. We'll just slowly put this into our oil. Just let everything fry right up. And then we'll mix. You want that nice red color, and we'll use this as a base to fry all the meat in and everything. We'll just leave that there for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to double check the rest of the ingredients that I need. Okay, let's go ahead and put the rest of this up. And we'll put this on to the side to top everything with when it's all nice and done. Okay. We got our fermented shrimp paste. We got some dehydrated, as much as I could, pork bone broth. Throw a handful of mushrooms in there, just cause. That should be good. All right, let's see what else. Okay, so this bone broth right here, to answer your question. You know what? Let me show you. I've got 3 of these giant stock pots. They hold about, I think it's 42 quarts. And I will load this thing all the way up to about 3/4 of the way full of whatever bones that we have in the freezer from anything we've collected over a couple of months, or we'll just get it from the butcher or a local farmer. And then I will boil that for about 3 days. Just boil it down for about 3 days. You know, it'll boil down. You just add more water as it goes. And then after the 3-day mark, you strain out all of the water, and then you boil it down. Or you strain out all the bones, and you strain it all the way down. Or you boil it all the way down. Man, struggle streaming words. And then when you get to the end, you will end up with a nice, thick, gelatinous goo like this. And this will keep in the fridge for months and months and months. This is probably about 30 quarts of bone broth in this one jar. And it's just way more convenient. It's like making bouillon just at home. So let's double check our ingredients that we need one last time. And turn off our oil. Okay, we're gonna grab a couple vegetables out while we're at it. Grab some celery. And in Korean, it's called mu, but it's daikon radish. So let's prep these real quick. I like taking the tips off, both ends, just to kind of clean it up a little bit, get a little cleaner flavor. And then we'll go ahead and chunk these up pretty big, so they're easy to grab out with chopsticks. And I like popping the stems off of the caps here for the mushrooms and then cutting them up separately. I just think it looks a little bit better, and then I still throw the stems in, but I'll mince those so you don't see them quite as much and you don't get the same mouthfeel with them minced, because the stem's whole. I mean, it's not the greatest thing to bite into. I just like it that way. And you want everything for this kind of chunky, about like so. This is one of those Korean dishes that it's just kind of like, it's like kitchen sink stew. Whatever you got, whatever you like, you just throw it all in there, and it's pretty good. Typically, you would have some sort of hot dog or something in there, but we're all out, so pork it is. Just regular pork. And you could leave out the pork if you really wanted to. It's not required. Just pork is a pretty staple part of the Korean diet, so if you want to go more authentic, that's the way to do it. Alright, let's push all that to the side. And then get our dye on here. Let's see. Typically, I don't like peeling my vegetables. Well, I just like the skin on there. But with this, you know, it's been sitting in the fridge a little long, so I'm just going to clean it up just a tad. That's about it. And with these, I'm just going long rectangles about like that. So you can grab it out, get a mouthful of it, but it's not too much. There we go. That'll be plenty. All right, now let's get that oil strained out. So I'm just going to grab a little bowl here. And my strainer, and I'm just going to strain this right out into the bowl. And then I will jar it after it cools, and I'll have more for later. I'll set this to the side and come back to it later. And that's what we're left with right there. Get you over in the light here. Nice, red, very flavorful oil. And now we'll grab our pot. So for this one, I like a nice enameled cast iron. I'll just put the lid over here. I'm just going to warm that up. Add a little bit of oil. Get you guys a close up here. That's about what that oil looks like after it's been marinated. Yeah, definitely, Tony. It's got real nice deep flavor to it. Anything you could do to really enhance the flavor. I'll show you my key here for like really authentic Korean flavor in any soup or stew. It's just dynamite. Yeah, Tony, this stuff is legit. Let's clean this up some here. And we'll check on our proteins. That pork is about half thawed, so let's continue to let things warm up here. Back over here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Now I'm just gonna try to put the ingredients together here in this bowl that are gonna go in at about the same time and cook at about the same rate. It just makes it easier to just throw it in later. So we've got our daikon and our celery right there. Put our mushrooms by themselves. For now. Let's put that off to the side. Let me show you guys this texture. Of this rendered down bone broth. So we're just going to take a nice scoop of that. So we got about a tablespoon and a half here, and it's just thick. Let's scoop that right off. Thick and gelatinous. I mean, that's straight up homemade bouillon. It's another layer of flavor right there. Gotta get it off the fingers. Oh man, that's so good. Kick it up another notch. I'm gonna grab some of that Costco bouillon. Not too much of it. Just gonna scoop out a little bit just to deepen that flavor just a little bit more. There we go. And then to this, I'm also going to add our fermented baby shrimps. So that's what it looks like. This is just salt and baby shrimp just sat in there forever. We've probably had this sitting in the garage for about 2-3 years. So it is nice and pungent. Just going to throw some of that in there. And so this will add a lot of fishiness and a decent amount of salt. And this right here is my secret weapon for seasoning any Korean food. Most recipes will have you start with some kelp and some dried anchovies and then make a soup base out of it. But I just made a huge stock pot full and rendered it out and dried it. And I added some more of that daikon radish, this stuff to it to give that refreshing flavor. And we'll just add a little bit of that in there. And you want to talk about umami. I mean, I dare you to try and eat some of this and not be just overwhelmed. All right. And then the wife also wanted some bacon. So I'll grab some of this out, chunk it up. And let's just use all of it. And now to go in right like that. So let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to throw some of this trash in the trash. Darn right, Tony. That MSG keeps you coming back. All right, we're going to use about a ½ pound of pork here. Still kind of frozen a little bit, but you know, thawed enough for what we need. And we'll just throw that right on top of the bacon. And the rest of this will go into the fridge for another day. Just wash our hands real quick. And then in goes little piggy. All right. No, Sean, the wife doesn't like to eat crayons anymore. She gave them up when she got out. I keep my own stash of the yellow ones just for me. Okay. Get that pork out of there. Okay. Now to make the seasoning paste. All right, now that the pork's done with, wash that cutting board, try it, and I'm going to cheat a little bit. Okay, I've got another bowl here. Instead of fresh garlic, I'm going dried. Who doesn't love some more garlic? All right. And then we have our gochujang, which is a pepper paste made out of gochugaru, or chili flakes. All right, and we need says a tablespoon, but that's never enough. So we'll just That's what it looks like right there. Utter goodness. So I'll go with, let's see, about 3 tablespoons. All right. And then, this is going to be a little blasphemous, but I'm going to add some soybean paste to it as well. Again, to increase depth of flavor. And it's called doenjang. That's what it looks like. It's just made out of fermented soybeans and a few other things. So we'll just use the back of our fork here. And you don't need much. Not even a quarter of the gochujang in there. Just a tiny little bit. Alright, next thing's up. I'm going to add some honey. It calls for sugar, but I like honey instead. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce to there. A splash of water so we can mix it all up. As well as some more chili flakes. I add quite a bit. Nice and potent is how my wife likes it. It's country style. And then I'm gonna add it some the Chinese version of it, which is more powder-like. Let's see, there we go. And it's also got some more spice to it. There we go. That's about it. And then don't tell the kids, but I'm gonna add some dried bird-eye chili in there. So we got Korean style Chinese, and then Thai chilies all in there. So if I was making this just for the wife, Tony, yeah. So this right here is our homemade chili flakes. It's not all flakes yet because it is too damn spicy for me to turn into flakes. Let's see, get you guys a. There we go. See if I can cut the glare out of there. No, I can't. There we go. So this is a collection of habanero chilies, ghost pepper chilies, bird-eye chilies, some jalapenos, all sorts of good stuff in there that we made 3 or 4 years ago. And this is a 5-quart jar. And man, I only need about a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon, and you will be dying in whatever I make with that. But yeah, that's if it's just for the wife. Grab a couple teaspoons of soy sauce. So this is just regular soy sauce. We like the Kumki brand, organic brand. And then for you guessed it, more depth. This is a Korean soy sauce that's meant for soups. It has a deeper flavor and some additional seasonings in there. That stuff's great. And then we'll get our honey in there. Not too much, but just enough to round out the flavor. Yeah. Budae on live stream. And then we'll just mix this up. Nice and slow. Just get all those ingredients incorporated in there. And this is really the heart and soul behind the dish. Let's see if you guys see that. Yeah. So it'll turn out nice and thick. And this is one of the last things you add. And it really just gives a punch. And you know what? I'm going to take it one step further. Grab my dried onion. Throw some of that in there. And if you guys know anything about Korean food, or Korean drinking, or anything Korean, if it's full, it tastes better. And if it's not overflowing, you're not making real Korean food. So let's get that all mixed in. Let those dried ingredients rehydrate a little bit. And just let those flavors meld. And that's what we're left with right there. Little taste test. Oh my God. I wish you guys could try that. Oh man, that's gonna make me sweat. Perfect thing for this Arctic blast we're having right now.
It makes me sweat too.
Yeah, buddy. Off you go. And see, here's our flavor bases. I'm just going to mix those together in the same way. Don't really need to, but I'm just being thorough. Hang on, I'll get it for you. You guys having fun out there? You guys about done? Yeah, let's go just dry out. Here you go. When you're done with that, can you check on the fire upstairs for me? If it's in the burn zone, just turn the damper down, okay? Oh man, boys, my head's starting to sweat. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's check up and see if you guys have made any more jokes. Let's see. Yeah, now this is pretty traditional Korean dish. It's called Budae, and it's kind of like kitchen sink soup. Whatever you got, you put it in there. You make it nice and spicy. You throw some ramen in, you're good. All right, Sean. Most of these ingredients will be at some sort of Oriental supermarket or Asian market. If you don't have one in the area, you could try looking for H Mart. That's like a Korean superstore. They've got all sorts of stuff online. You can just order it too. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll steer you in the right direction. Hey, Cliff. Yeah, this is gonna have a lot of kick to it. Let me see if I can get you a quick shot outside. All right, we're not supposed to hit above freezing today. I'm sure you guys are seeing something similar, but it is cold, bitterly cold. This is a perfect thing to have on that kind of a day. All right, let's see. I am forgetting the star. The star of the show. Couple packs of ramen. And I keep the leftover seasoning packets, so I'm just going to throw some of this in there. about yay much, and if I need some more, I'll just add some more out of here. And then I'm going to leave the seasoning packets out of here just in the wrapper, just in the drawer, and we can use them if needed for something else. Yeah, Nowie, this is good stuff. My wife routinely tells me that some of this rivals her mother's cooking. So let's get this started here. What you guys put up here. Alright, this is nice and preheated. We've got our freshly made chili oil in there. Turn this up some. Let that heat up and clear out a little bit of space. Alright, first things first. We're going to go right in with the bacon and pork. Now while that's going, I'm going to pull out our other couple proteins here and get those prepped and ready. So we've got a couple sea bass fillets. I'm going to cut those up, throw those in there. And then we have some Korean fish cakes that are nice and thawed up. I'm going to slice those. Those are going to go in there. I don't know the Korean word, but the Japanese word is odang. And that's just going to go in there. This stuff's so good. You can make a whole soup just out of that and be very happy. So I'm going to just aim to make these easy bite sizes. So we'll just leave these off to the side. I go for somewhere in between this and this. That's just perfect for the chopsticks. Leave that right there. Grab our sea bass out. I mean, you can really put almost anything in here. I was telling the guys earlier that, you know, normally you put hot dogs in there or like Vienna sausages or something like that. And it is just delicious. Perfect thing for when you just have that deep set chill. All right. And with these fillets here, I'm just going to slice them. No particular way, probably Korean, offending some Asian ancestors here. But I'm not looking for anything specific. And this will be one of the last things to go in, both of these. All right, there we go. All right, let's get our hands washed and then back to the pot. Hey Wes, what's going on? How you doing? Toss some more of this plastic out real quick. Yeah, Tony, good soy sauce is good, easy to come by. You know, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. I find the best thing to do is just kind of mix a few different ones depending on what you're making, and you just get a really nice depth of flavor that no one can give you on its own. I mean, if I wanted a little deeper flavor on this, I'd add a third soy sauce, but 2 is good enough for now. Get that bacon spread out in there. Chunk up that pork some. Not too much. You still want to be able to get it on a spoon. We'll just let that kind of fry up in there. You know, caramelize the bottom a little bit. Just work that off. Just adds real nice flavor. Turn up our heat some. Well, all the way, if truth be told. I mean, proof right there. Biggest burner on high. It's the only way to make Asian food. You just gotta go full send with that heat. And then just work faster. Spread that out. Just let that render down. Get some more of that fat in there. And then I'm going to grab the soup base. That one right there. Oh, that's hard to see. Yeah, we got that right there. So just a reminder, we've got some fermented shrimp paste in there. We've got some, what was it? Pork bone broth. We've got some beef bouillon in there. And that's just going to go right in here in a second, right before we start adding water. I almost forgot one of the most important ingredients. Kimchi of any kind. This right here is called gakdugi. This is a kimchi made out of daikon radish, or in Korean, mu. And this stuff's just phenomenal. You just want a good chunk of it in there with the juice. This is the last we have, so I don't want to use it all. Get you guys a quick look in here. Man, Wes, that's crazy. Yeah, I always hate it when rain follows up on snow. Alright, we'll get our soup base in here. Scrape out all of it. You don't want to leave any of that goodness behind. And we'll just mix this in. Get our water tub out of the way. And get our water running in there. Probably aim to get this about halfway full, maybe 2/3, and then I'll start adding other ingredients as we go. You want to make sure there's a lot of soup with this because those noodles are going to soak up a lot. You just cook them right in there. And if you don't have enough liquid there, it's just, you're going to have none by the time they're cooked. Okay, we'll cut that off a little early, actually, and then come back and add some more if we need to. In the meantime, we'll get our ramen prepped. Make sure we grab both bags out of there. We don't want to dump that in the stew. And then the seasoning powder I'm going to put in the drawer and save for later. My wife likes it for random things. And then we're going to open up these other little packets and just throw them in there. These are the dried ingredients. And we'll just wait for it to boil. Grab a spoon here and check on that depth of flavor. Oh yeah, that's good. All we have in there is that chili oil for now, and it's already got a nice spice level that most of us light-skinned people would probably be happy with. But I'm not making this for light-skinned people. So we'll grab our actual soup seasoning paste there. Bunch of eggs for poaching. I've got 6 here today. You guys got any questions while I'm at this? You know, in between things? Alright, let's just double check here. Okay, I think we're good with the recipe. Got our major flavor notes out of the recipe, so I'm just gonna close it. Yeah, that chili oil. Yeah, all that stuff's left over. That's not gonna go to waste, so I'll likely take this and just keep it in the fridge and use it for something else. Whenever the wife wants ramen or something like that. Tony, what are we offended about? Huh? Stay out of the middle of the road. Well, there we go. Okay, we're about at a boil here. So I'm going to start adding our vegetables so they can render down some. So we got the celery and mou first, or daikon radish. That just goes right on in there. Save this bowl for the kids to eat out of. Wash another one while I'm at it. Well, you know, Tony, the truth is the truth. A lot of people out there would not be able to keep up with this. But you are more than welcome to come over and we'll just see how much heat you can handle. You know what? We'll throw in our mushrooms now too. Probably a little early, but it's okay. It's not gonna kill anything. Scrape the last little bit off there. Trust me, Tony, I can make it spicy enough that you'd shit your pants. Alright, we're going to put about half of this seasoning paste that we made in there. Probably I'll end up adding it all. But we'll just let this boil down a few minutes. And this will be done here soon. You know, hot damn. I almost screwed up. I forgot the beef. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab out a bowl, put this off to the side, and I'm going to use this little cast iron here that I had for the chili oil, and I'm going to saute the beef in that. So it'll have some depth of flavor, and by the time the stew is done, nobody will know. Not even the super tasters among us. So, you know what? I'm just going to add it all. So there we go. About a pound of beef, ground beef in there. And we'll just cook that up. Come on. Get every little last bit out of there. Turn this down a little bit so we can get our beef cooked. I knew I forgot something. Well, this is the kind of thing where you can just, like I've said a few times, you can throw anything in here. If you had dumplings, you could throw those in there. If you had rice cakes, you could throw that in there. I mean, really, the sky is the limit. Whatever you like, just throw it on in, and it'll all come together. check that. Okay, that's coming together nice. Let's go ahead and add some more. Who am I kidding? I'm just gonna add it all. Let's get some of this in here and rinse this out so we get every last little bit in there. I'm just gonna melt the socks off of these kids. And I could put the beef straight in there and you know it'd likely be fine. But I'm gonna saute it mainly to get some of that charred flavor of the beef in there and texture a little bit. So I'm only gonna cook it about halfway and then in it'll go. Hey, Battle, how we doing? In case you or anybody else missed it, we're making Budae today, or Korean army-based stew, if you're going to directly translate it. Kind of the kitchen sink of Korean dishes. You can throw whatever you want in there. And as you can tell, I'm making a lot today. Perfect for a bone-chilling day like we have. Now, if all you made was this dish right here, you could easily feed 4 to 5 people for the whole day. Oh man, Battle, that's not fun. Alright, let's try this out, see how this is. Alright, do a little mix. Oh! Oh man, that's good. Alright, that's probably good for the beef. So I'll just turn that off and spoon that in there. All the oil and everything, kind of breaking it up as I go to make sure I don't have any giant chunks. Alright, and then we'll let that come to a boil and we are almost done, gents. Definitely, Tony. Yeah, Battle, if you want something spicy, come on over. I'll make you something so spicy it'll make you crap your pants. No, I don't like that. There we go. Nice and front and center for the rest of it. Yeah, Battle, you might change your mind if you come here. I've made food so hot before that my wife can't even finish it, and she likes food like statistically hot. All right. are you two? I need somebody. Send a taster up to this to the wife. You know, that's too much oil right in there. There we go. Yeah, see what she thinks about that. That's hard to see. There we go. This stuff is potent. I won't. Go ahead, take that up to mommy. Ask her what she thinks. Turn that heat up a little bit. And then in we go with our ramen. Now that we're boiling. Just put those whole things right on in there. Dump out our little bits. All right, and now we're gonna grab our odang or fish cakes and throw those in there. They're still, you know, partially frozen, so they need an extra couple minutes. What I tell you guys, this is gonna be full, bordering on overflowing. Sink that down in there. Yeah, battle. I mean, this is one of those ones where you need it. You could go as low carb as you want when you're serving it. I mean, I'll mostly eat the other stuff. Maybe some of the ramen. We'll see. So we'll just kind of poke those a little bit until that ramen starts breaking apart, and then we'll add our eggs. What'd she say?
She said it's not really spicy.
Not spicy enough. All right.
Yeah, not
Challenge
spicy
accepted.
enough. Not spicy for me either. Yeah.
Oh, you guys say it's not spicy enough? We'll
It
just...
just tastes like pineapple.
Pineapple?
It
I don't know. What
doesn't
you're
make
talking
my salt spicy.
about. Oh, okay. We'll throw in some more of those Thai chilies and see what you guys think.
Yeah, you're right.
I see. Off you guys go.
I'm holding the what? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the unfunny to.
You know, the hair ties are for your hair, not to make chains out of. Out you guys go, please.
What?
I
This is
see.
what Mommy gave me.
Yo. All right. You know what? Let's stuff this up one more notch. Now it's time to make some people sweat. Gonna take some of our homemade chili flakes here. Yeah, 1 teaspoon. Oh God. Yeah, this stuff's so spicy. I just open it and I start crying. Oh man. You're over there. You're not in the kitchen. Good God. All right, now we'll get our eggs thrown in there. Plop those right in. All right, there we go. Yeah, the Thai chilies are nothing to that homemade stuff that I've put in there. Let's just mix that around a little bit. All right, and then in goes our sea bass. Oh, Jesus. I told you guys that stuff is spicy. Ah. Just plop that down in there. Let that just poach. Oh, Dorian, don't you worry about the toilets. I keep them in good order. Just for stuff like this. And we'll just kind of plop those down in there. We're overflowing just a little bit. Turn down the heat just a smidge.
All right. Just work those in there.
All right, now we got about 2-3 minutes until she's done. Just slightly cover this. Let's go that way. And turn our heat down to, second low. And in the meantime, time to clean up a little bit so we have stuff to eat out of. Let's get that water running. A fork. 2 spoons. I need at least 1 more. There we go, 3 spoons. Oh, hey Phil, how you doing? I'm trying to burn out my kids' guts today, apparently. Alright, let's make sure we have enough chopsticks. Alright, those are the same size. And we'll grab these. Alright. Got some tongs to serve with. Yeah, Battle, that's about right. And a ladle. Oh, come on, Dorian. Don't you go deleting messages. Start banning people just for deleting messages. You post it, you leave it. Okay, let's see, what else do we need? I've got, let's see, bowls for the kids, bowl for the wife, and we good. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's check in on this, see how we looking. Okay, those eggs are getting there. Sea bass is getting there. Yeah?
Can I taste them?
Not yet. I'm gonna send another taster up for mommy, and we'll see if she still says it's not. We'll see if she says it's not spicy enough again.
It's ready. Are you on the earbuds?
No, I'm not on my earbuds, but I am on the live stream.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna try that too.
That's not gonna burn our guts out.
We'll see.
That's not. This doesn't look spicy.
All right, let's got some heat to it. Take that up to mommy, please. Yeah, some heat. It's spicy, child. It's spicy. Oh, and the thing I like about that homemade chili flakes is it doesn't so much burn on your mouth, but it's like a furnace in your mouth. It just heats and heats and heats and heats. Just cover that back over. All right. What else we got here? Oh, Tony, you timed out Dorian. Let's see what. Good Lord, you guys. Sure know how to have a good time. All right. Turn the heat up just a little bit more. And again, not sure if you guys hear that, but that is boiling. And it's the real secret to Korean food is if it's not boiling hot, it's too cold. 1 or 2 degrees off, it's not good enough. Woo! All right, that's pretty much what it's gonna be. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Grab the wife's bowl here. I'm gonna add some extra chili flakes to hers. Some more of those bird's eye chilies right in the bottom of the bowl. See if she tells me it's not spicy enough. Let's go ahead and set that up. Let's pick out an egg. A little on the underdone side. And some of that fish. That looks perfectly done on the fish. Scoop down here. Give some of that fish cake and the ramen. Get right on in there. Got that pork belly in there. Mushrooms. What'd she say?
She said it was good.
Okay, there we go.
It was even better.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Even better to me too.
Alright, gents. One last thing to do.
Daddy.
Make it Korean. We're gonna throw some those green onion tops in there. And there we go, guys. I'm gonna take this up and burn everybody's guts out. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll check in later.
Mommy approved. Say that. Say mommy